Hello economists, this is Miss Gossage and I'm going to talk you through how to answer the 6-mark question. And how do we answer the 6-mark question? Well, we puke, and I'm going to talk you through that step by step. Okay, so the structure of your answer, which we have sort of covered in class a little bit, is that you will split it into 2 points. So you'll have a point from theory, and then you'll have evidence from the case study presented in the exam paper, and then you're going to explain the reasons why and what are the consequences, and you'll do that with 2 points from the theory in your answer, and that's how you get the 6 marks. So this is an example that I'm going to talk through, and this is a wind power example. So wind turbines have been around for many years, but are experiencing a recent boost in their popularity. Developments in technology have allowed companies to make more wind turbines at lower costs, and this in turn has increased the benefits from economies of scale. Due to the depletion of natural resources such as coal and gas in many countries and the environmental impact of fossil fuels, many governments are providing support to companies making developments in renewable energy. So this is the case study that you need to refer to for the evidence. The question is, with reference to the data above and your knowledge of economics, analyse the reasons why the supply curve for renewable energy might shift to the right. Okay. So very similar wording across all of the questions. So what we would do, so if we look at the question being the reasons why the supply curve has shifted to the right or may shift to the right. So you have to recap what you've learned in class and what you've revised is what are the factors that cause a supply curve to shift to the right. And these are your points, your P for the PEA. So things that might cause a shift are production costs, new technology, indirect taxes, subsidies, and natural factors. And you're going to choose 2 of these that are going to form the first part of your PEA paragraphs. So the examples that I've chosen are new technology and subsidies for this example. So that would be my point. But now I need evidence from the case study. So I'm going to look at the case study and think about, okay, well, what relates to new technology? Well, we can see right here, it states that there's been developments in new technology. And then my other point was subsidies, and we can see here it says in the case study that governments are providing support to companies. So here we go. We've got our new technology. We've got our evidence. So new technology has allowed businesses to make more turbines at a lower cost. Okay, so we've got our P and E from our first paragraph, and our second paragraph, subsidies. Many governments are providing support for businesses making developments in renewable technology. So we've got our P and E for each of them, but what do we do for our PEWC, our full PEWC? Well, this is where we're going to think about the analysis. So the W is why, and the C is the consequences. So for the why, we want to be using start sentence stems like because or this is good because. And for our consequences, saying things like this can lead to and therefore, but then remember the consequence, it has to answer the question. And in this case, it's, well, why has it caused the supply curve to shift to the right? So make sure that the shift in the supply curve comes into your this C bit of your PEWC. Okay, so here are some like final examples. So for the new technology PEWC, if we look at the sort of WC at the bottom, we've got our Y. So this is because new technology can reduce the factors of production needed to produce turbines, resulting in lower production costs. And then the C, the consequence on the supply curve, this makes turbine production more profitable, which increases the supply. Okay, with the subsidies, the why and the consequences. So why? Subsidies are good because they do not need to be paid back, which leads to reduced cost. The consequences on the supply curve. This means even firms with higher production costs are able to enter the market and be profitable, increasing the supply of renewable energy. So this is the PEWC structure of a 6-mark question with that example. So what I'm going to set you to do is an example the same. So this is one about changes in people eating meat. The question is, with reference to the data above and your knowledge of economics, analyse the reasons why the demand curve for meat products may shift to the left. So what I'm going to ask you to do is puke twice to answer that question. So good luck.